Hello everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 20th of July 2025. We are aware of the SEBI order on Jane Street with alleged manipulation in the F&O market. After this news, there has been a decline of 20% in the overall activity in the F&O market. One another piece of discussion which was in light this week was that the aggregated losses suffered by Indian investors in the F&O market was to the tune of 1 lakh crores. And this 1 lakh crores of losses is 6% of India's household savings. This is not just an issue which is on the stock market, but it is an issue of macroeconomic concern. One good news on the macroeconomic front was that the retail inflation in the month of June 2025, based on Consumer Price Index CPI, dropped to just 2.1%. This rate of inflation is much below the targeted rate of inflation by RBI at 4%. This leaves a lot of legroom for the RBI to cut interest rates in the monetary policies to come. The high prices of gold is a pleasant news to all those who have been investors in this precious metal. But insofar as the demand for gold is concerned, it has declined by 60% in the month of June in comparison to last year. This is purely on account of these high prices of gold. Personal computer, PC penetration has doubled after COVID in the Indian households. And this is on account of the way the entire IT bandwidth and infrastructure is changing in the country. This is an indication of the way our country is moving ahead. US President Trump has threatened that if Russia does not enter into and conclude a deal for stopping the war in Ukraine, they will levy a tariff of 100% on all the countries which trade with Russia. If this threat is carried out, then a lot of Russian oil will move off from the market. The world at large will not be able to have an access to the Russian oil. And according to the Indian Petroleum Minister, this can lead to the increase in the petroleum prices to $140 to a barrel. Let us see how things take turn in the days to come. As far as the Indian stock markets are concerned, Nifty 50 was mildly low by around 0.5%. Nifty mid cap was up by around 1%, and Nifty small cap was up by 1.5%. Foreign institutional investors were sellers to the extent of 6,600 crores, and domestic investors were buyers to the extent of 9,400 crores. In the global commodity markets, despite the threat of President Trump, the crude prices were on a decline by around 1.5%. Gold was modestly up by 0.75%, but silver continued its upswing and it was up by more than 2% in India. As far as the US stock markets are concerned, Nasdaq was up by 1.5% and S&P 500 was up by just 0.5%. That is all for this week. Thank you.